Alright, I had a Patreon supporter ask me a really important question. He wanted me to check how his blend file, and he told me, Aryan, I don't know why I'm building this scene over here and it's giving me all sorts of shading issues. Can you please check it out? And I checked it out, and it's a very important lesson that I have for you guys. So if you're getting shading artifacts and shit like that, let me explain to you why it's most likely that's happening to you. And when you understand this, this is a huge important step in your hard surface modeling and just modeling skills in general, because if you don't understand what I'm about to explain to you, you're definitely fucked. All right, so pay attention. So he sent me this scene right here, and then he was using Bool tool or something. I don't know where it went now. He was using Bool tool, and then when you're using these type of tools, Boolean type of operations, when you're cutting stuff with objects, what happens is that you get your geometry really messed up, okay? Now, something happened. I'm using a different version of Blender, so now you can't see the n-gons anymore, but the shading issues, you can see them a little bit better if I use a different matte cap. You can see this type of shit happening over here, okay? And I'm betting that a lot of you guys are getting these kind of issues all the time, okay? You can see that you got these twists and shit like that over here. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why this is happening in a simpler example over here on the side, okay? So I got this object right here. And the main thing that you have to understand here, and by the way, guys, I'm on the road. I don't have my regular setup. I know you can probably hear my mouse clicking. I'm using a fucking sweet potato to hold up my phone, so just bear with me. I'm on the road. We're going to be back to regular setup shortly. But we got an object over here, which is an n-gon. It's very important that you know what this is. An n-gon is an object which has more than 4 sides. This is a quad. It's got 4 sides. A triangle, you know what a triangle is. But an n-gon is an object which has 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever amount more than 4 edges. If you got n-gons, you're going to get all sorts of problems. For example, if you add a subdivision surface modifier, it's a fucking atrocity. It doesn't work. All sorts of problems arise when you have n-gons, such as, for instance, also shading issues, okay? So when you got an n-gon, and especially when you combine an n-gon with a bevel which is not sharp, such as a bevel with a shape value of 0.5, like I'm about to show you, here's what happens, okay? In other words, if you have an n-gon which is bordering a face with an angle between those two faces, if they're not flat, that's where you're going to get the shading issues, all right? So, for example, if we bevel this with 2 segments like this right now, and our bevel has a shape value of 0.5 right here, and now you can see that you got this surface up here, and then it's a bit of an angle, and then it starts going down. This is what's going to cause you all sorts of shading issues. So now if you go Object, Shade Smooth by Angle, for instance, because I want to keep these sharp, this is where you start getting your shading issues right here because of the n-gon. All sorts of unexpected problems are going to happen if you got n-gons going. So if you do have n-gons, you have to at least do your bevels differently. Here, this is what's happening over here. You got an n-gon created by this Boolean operation over here, okay? It's a face with all sorts of fucked up edges, and it's a really weird shape. And then it's got a large bevel over here, and then on top of that, it's got the same shape bevel up here, all right? So you can see that this is a shape, this is a bevel with a shape value of 0.5. So it's round, it's not a sharp bevel. What I'm about to show you is a better way to do this, and I tell this to people in my videos all the time. This is what you have to keep in mind when you're modeling something like this, especially if you're going to use n-gons. You don't have to necessarily avoid n-gons at all costs, but if you're going to use them, make sure that you understand this, because otherwise you're going to get all sorts of problems. So what you do instead is this. One technique that I always like to show people, instead of conventional beveling like this to make your edges look nice and round and realistic by collecting these lights, is you can just add a bevel here which has 2 segments and a shape value of 0.5. Just for the sake of this example, let's bevel them all. You have 2 segments like this, and then you have a shape value of 1, okay? You take this all the way out. And also, just to fix these corners, you also want to set this out here to arc, okay? And now when you go up here to Object Shade Smooth, it still looks like the bevel is pretty nice, especially from a distance. The light is still gathering on the angle the way it should, right? Now, the difference here is that you don't have an angle between the face on the bevel and the n-gon, okay? So there's no angle between those 2 faces. They're fucking flat with each other. That's why this is sort of limiting these shading issues, and you don't get these n-gons. So see how they're not there anymore. Don't ask me any more questions about why this is happening the way it is, because I don't fucking know. I don't know how these n-gons are programmed. I just figured out that I didn't make the rules. This is just what happens. I figured that this is what it is. Maybe somebody knows. You can tell me in the comments how the calculations work here, what exactly is going on. I understand how bevels work and how the shading works when you use smooth shading on bevels, but why you get artifacts, why do they appear the way they do, who the fuck knows, who gives a fuck? I'm just trying to explain to you how to fix the problem, okay? So what you can do now, because this is a limited quality bevel, because if you zoom in, you still see that it's blocky, it doesn't look that good. If you're going to use large bevels like the one that we had in the previous example over there, where it's a very large bevel, see, that bevel over there was something more like this, okay? Of course, shape value 0.5. It was something more like this, and naturally that's going to cause you all sorts of shading issues, as you can see right here. What you're supposed to do is this, okay? First, you add a bevel, which is going to be a you're first going to create a territory for your bevel. You need some borders around your bevel. So your first bevel is going to be a big one with a shape value of 0.5 in 2 segments, just so you can contain the second bevel within this region. And then you're going to select all your sharp edges like this. And then here you're going to add a second bevel like this, all right? And this second bevel is going to have a shape value of 0.5. Now make sure that you leave a border between the sides of this new bevel and the outer edges of the previous bevel like I showed you before, okay? Make sure to do that. And now you're not going to have these shading issues anymore. Well, we got a little bit of shading issues over here, but that can be fixed in all sorts of different ways. For example, another way that you can do this is as follows, right? So right now we got this bad corner problem. What we can do instead is just create this bevel this way, okay? Now this gives us all sorts of shading issues again, but what you're going to do is you're going to select those bevels when you create them. That's why you do this in face select mode, because if you're in vertex select mode, it's just going to select the inner regions. You do this in face select mode, and now check this out. This is fucking, guys, no one's going to tell you these kind of tips. Subscribe to the fucking channel if you haven't already, because I'm teaching you shit that you got to know. I'm not trying to make this entertaining, all right? Just make sure that you remember this. This is really important. Check this out. Now, what you're supposed to do if you want to create a little border around this to limit the shading issues, okay, object shade smooth, we don't want to have any of this shit going on. You're going to press I to inset, and if you're not familiar with that, I'll just quickly show you, okay? Here's what I does. When you select the face, you press I to inset, it just pushes the face inwards. You can select multiple faces, it just pushes them outwards. What you can also do is press I and then outset, and that's going to push an edge outwards from that selected face, okay? And this is the type of shit I talk about in my ebook. So if you want to learn this type of stuff that mostly people haven't heard of this, because I understand that you haven't been using Blender long enough to know these tools, but I've been in the game long enough to know this shit. So check out my Blender ebook, because it's a collection of a whole bunch of different tools and techniques like this that you got to know if you want to be good at modeling, all right? But what you're going to do now is use this outset feature to limit, to border the shading around this bevel now. So you're going to press I, and it's already probably on outset, so let me just toggle this back. No, it's fine. Press I to inset, but you don't want this to go inwards. You want to press O to get an edge around this, okay? And now, that's how you fix all your smooth shading or your shading artifacts and shit like that, right? If you have any questions, if you need some help with your models, you can check out my Patreon page. I always upload my models for my videos and stuff like that. I also answer questions and do some video requests. If you ask me a question, check out the Digitally Enhanced Club. That's our Blender school if you want to become a professional 3D artist. We got a full Blender course for beginners in there. So if you need some help with your models, if you want to build your portfolio, then go check that out. There's a link below. Follow me on Instagram if you want to talk to me. Let me know what you want to see next. I'll see you in the next one.